Good morning, and today we are going to be talking about cylinders. I'm guessing all of you have seen cylinders in the last 24 hours in parts of your life. Probably one common example is in the bathroom, right? Your toilet paper roll is typically a cylinder. Now, the difference is it might have empty ends, okay? But if we look here, this roll, a cylinder, it's got a circle on each end. It's very similar to what we talked about last week, okay, with our prisms, except the base of these cylinders is going to be a circle, okay? So if we look at it here, if we're kind of unrolling it, if the bases flip up and we unroll it. Now, do you see here, we know that the height is one side of this rectangle. The reason we can have 2 pi r along the top here, so even though it's right here, and then I could also put it right here. Remember, 2 pi r is our formula for circumference. And if we unroll this from around the base, that is the circumference of that circle. So whatever that r of the base is, the radius of the base, the circle on the end, that will go there, 2 pi r. So if we look here, lateral area, that's the sides of it. That's 2 pi r times h. As it's a rectangle, if we multiply those together, we will get 2 pi r h. Meanwhile, to find the area of the base, the b, we can just do pi r squared because that's our formula for a circle. Now, we have two of them, so we'll have to do 2 pi r squared. But just like before, a cylinder is a solid with two bases, right? They are circular in this case, and they're congruent. Now, for surface area, we can either write it out. So as you can see, the lateral area, this 2 pi r times h. So you could do 2 pi rh plus the 2 pi r squared. Okay, that's one way to do it. You also, if you prefer, could, instead of pi r squared here, you could put 2b. Instead of 2 pi r there, you could put the p. Now, p normally means perimeter. Circumference is like a specific type of perimeter that deals on a circle. Okay. The final way you could write it, do you see how there's a 2 pi r in both of those? You could factor that out and have 2 pi r parenthesis h plus r, close the parenthesis. Okay, all of those would work, but here's how I'm going to write it. Okay, and then also for our volume, it's up to you. You can either just do pi r squared times h, because that is the area of the base times the height, or you can put that capital BH if you prefer. Whatever you prefer will work. Okay, so if we look at this first cylinder example here, so we have all the information we need. We've got the radius of 3, the height of 4. If it helps you, over here you can jot down radius equals 3, height equals 4. All we have to do now is plug those two letters in, either for r, h, or this r. Okay, so 2 times pi times our radius, which we said is 3, times our height, plus 2 times pi times 3 squared. Okay, now, once again, I don't expect you guys to do these in your head. Okay, use your calculator. Go to desmos.com/scientific. 2 times pi times 3 times 4. You get 75.398. So if we round up, that actually becomes 75.40. Okay, your next one, 2 times pi times 3 squared. So 2 times pi times 3 to the second. 56.548. Once again, round up, so 56.55. And now all we got to do is add those together. So 75.40 plus, we said 56.55. We add those together, we get 131.95. Now, remember, this is surface area, so if it's surface area, it is going to be whatever the label is squared. So in our case, feet squared. Okay, now the next one, pi r squared times h. So once again, that's just pi times 3 squared times our height, which is 4. So pi times, what did we say, 3 to the second, and then times the height of 4, and we'll get 113.097, so we round up 113.10. And don't forget your label, which in our case here, since it's volume, feet cubed. All right, let's take a look. We got a few more examples. We're going to do one more like this and then one more the opposite way, where we start with the volume and find what is missing. Okay, so if we look here, once again, the height is 9, the radius is 6. So it's up to you. I like to kind of write them out. R equals 6, height equals 9. So 2 times pi times the radius times the height plus 2 times pi times the radius squared. Okay, so 2 times pi times 6 times 9. You can do this in your calculator just to save a little time. I'm not going to click back and forth anymore, but 339.29. Okay, that's if we round. Now 2 times pi times 6 squared, that'll be 226.19. And we add those together to get 565.48. Remember, feet squared. Area will always be squared. Okay. So, next one, the volume. Same approach, except remember it is pi r squared. So pi times 6 squared times the height, which is 9. Okay, we do all that. We get 1,017.88 feet to the third. All right, the final example I'm going to do today is similar to what we've been doing, same concept, except notice here we have the radius of 8. We don't know what the height is, but we are told the volume. So remember, the formula for volume equals that area of the base, so pi r squared, okay, times h. So if we think about this, we can fill this in. Instead of v, we can put 2420 times pi times 8 squared times h. Okay, and if we do this, so pi times 8 to the second, 201.061. So (201.06h), and then all we got to do is divide. So 2,420 divided by 201.06, and you can see we get 12.036. So if we round, 12.04. So the height of this shape, this cylinder, 12.04. If we label that, it's just going to be cm, right? Centimeters. Height is a distance. Now that we know the height, we already knew the radius. Radius was 8. If it helps you, you can write this down over here. All we have to do now is fill that in. So 2 times pi times r times h plus then 2 times pi times the radius squared. Okay. Now when we do this, once again, you can use your calculator. 605.20 when we round over here, plus 402.12. And we combine our like terms, well, combine our two numbers, I guess I should say, and we get 1,007.32 centimeters squared. So that's all I've got for you today. There is an It's Learning assignment. Please get that done. If you haven't done the test from last week, you've got to get that done soon. We have 2 weeks left of school. Let's go. Finish strong. Get everything turned in, especially missing tests and quizzes. Hope you guys have a great day, and if you need anything, please reach out.